Good day everyone. For today's video, we're going to discuss about the applications of normal distribution. Let's go. For the first item, now I will read this one. The average number of acres burned by forest and range fires is 4,300 acres per year. With a standard deviation of 750 acres, the distribution of the number of acres burned is normal. What is the probability that between 2,500 and 4,200 acres will be burned in any given year? So first thing you have to understand, students, is the problem must be a continuous. What I mean is that the variable involved for this problem should be continuous data. So here, we are pertaining to acres. So acre is a unit of measure in terms of areas. An area is a continuous type of data. So the condition is satisfied. Now, as we understand the problem, we have the given number here, which is 4,300. It will represent our mu, or the mean. That's the average. The standard deviation is 750. This is your sigma. Then we have 2,500 and 4,200. This will serve as your x's. So this is your first x, or the x of 1, and this is your second x, which is the x of 2. Now, as a solution, now since the given data is in terms of rho, or in terms of x, we have to convert this into z-score, or into standard score. So the formula should be z, or we will denote this as z sub 1 for first z. So this is your x sub 1 minus mu over sigma. And we all know that x sub 1 is 2,500, then minus the mu, which is 4,300, divided by standard deviation, which is 750. Simplifying this one, we will obtain negative 1,800 divided by 750. And the answer is negative 2.4. So z sub 1 is equal to negative 2.4. How about the second z, which is z sub 2? Here we have x sub 2 minus mu over sigma. And x sub 2 is 4,200 minus same number, which is 4,300. This is 4,300, I'm sorry. And the standard deviation of same number, which is 750 in our denominator. Now this will yield into negative 100 over 750. Evaluating this fraction in terms of decimal, we will have negative 0.13. Now this is the time for us to illustrate the normal curve. Let's say we have the first normal curve. Okay, this is in terms of x. Now since this is in terms of x, the mean should be 4,300. This is your 4,200, which is nearby on our average, and 2,500, let's say somewhere here on this location. Now since we are pertaining to between 2,500 and 4,200, we have to shade this portion. And the next thing we have to illustrate is the equivalent version of normal curve in terms of x, which is z. Okay. Since we are referring to z, the average must be 0. And then negative 0.13 is your boundary on this location, and negative 2.4 yung nandun sa pinakakaliwa, no? Then shade lang natin to, class. Okay. Now the yellow region must be the desired area or the desired probability that we are looking for, and this is the time we have to consult on the Z table. So let us try to go to Z table. We are looking for negative 2.4, so the area is 49.18%, while on Z sub 2, which is 0.13 can be obtained once we add 0.1 and 0.03. So this is the intersection, therefore the desired area is about 5.17%. Now remember, the values that are presented in the Z table are ranging from mean to the given Z. So if we are trying to find the area of Z sub 1, negative 2.4, so we are referring to 0 to negative 2.4. So allow me to shade that portion. So the blue region is your 49.18%. Right. Next is yung Z sub 2, which is negative 0.13. Since wala tayong negative in Z table, we are taking the positive side since the normal curve is symmetric. Nakuha na natin siya kanina, di ba? Ang value for 0.13 as Z para sa area is 5.17%. So label natin siya as this color. So this is your 5.17% from mean to Z, or 0 to negative 0.13. 5.17%. Now, since we are looking for this region, classmates, we have to eliminate this color or this shaded portion. So on that case, once we eliminate this one, okay, this is equivalent to subtracting 5.17% from 49.18. Now we will denote this as your A, or the desired area. So by doing subtraction, we have A is equal to 44.01%, and 44.01% is the entire area of the shaded region. Okay? And we can conclude that the probability that between 2,500 between 2,500 and 4,200 acres will be burned in any given year is about 44.01%. The average height of grade 11 students in IHMC is 167 centimeters with a standard deviation of 5 centimeters. I believe that 167 centimeters is equivalent to those individuals whose heights are 5 feet and 6 inches. Now, what is the probability that in random selection, the height of that student is above 150, above 190, and below 167 centimeters? How many students whose height is above 150 centimeter, above 190 centimeter, below 167 centimeter? Now let us try to answer problem letter A number 1, above 150 centimeter. if we let the variable x as the height of the grade 11 students, so we have this notation, p of x greater than 150, or you can say greater than or equal to 150 cm. Okay, so we all know that the mu is 167 and the standard deviation of 5. Now, to convert this raw score into z-score, we have to use the formula z is equal to x minus mu over sigma. So that is 150 minus 167 divided by 5. And this is equal to negative 3.4. And that's negative 3.4. If we try to look at the z table, negative 3.4 is located on this location. Yeah, that is about 49.97%. Now, next is to draw the normal curve. So, let's say ito yung ating in terms of x. And of course, ito yung 167. And then, let's say ito yung 150. And since we are referring to above 150, we are trying to hit those numbers greater than 150. So, lahat yan, no? Kasama yan, class. Okay. Now, based dun sa nakuha natin earlier, that's 49.97%. Last meets, ito pa lang yung 49.97, no? Sinasabi nga natin, those values in z table are from mean to the given z. So, ito yung mean, ito yung given z. So, yun yung 49.97. And we all know na itong entire region sa kanan ng ating average is exactly 50%. Yan. This is your 50%. So, to determine the entire area, we have A is equal to 49.97% plus the 50%. So, the area is 99.97%. So, what's the interpretation of the answer? So, ito yung chance na may makakatagpo ka ng grade 11 student on the said school na above 150 centimeters. So, napakalaki ng chance na makakita ka ng ganong student. For example, naglalakad ka, may nakasalubong kang estudyante, for sure, yung height nun is pasok sa pagiging above 150 centimeters. Now, as a written conclusion, don't forget to put the therefore, the probability of those students whose height are above 150 is 99.97%. Now, how many students whose height is above 150 centimeters? So, let's say on our given problem, we have 3 sections. On the first section, we have 40 students, as well as on the second section. Then, lastly, we have 43 students. Overall, 123 students under grade 11. Now, to determine how many students whose height are above 150 centimeters, all you have to do is to multiply this answer to the total number of students, which is 123. So that is, we have let's say we will denote P as the total number of students, 123 times 0.9997. We will obtain 122.96. Yeah. And since we don't have students in terms of decimal form, we will round off uh, the answer. So it will turn into P is equal to 123 students. So sinasabi lang dito class na out of 123 students, lahat sila, no? In total, above 150 centimeters ang height. Now, for number 3, what's the probability that in random selection, the height of that student is below 167 centimeter? So, in that case, diretso na natin, we have probability of x less than or equal to 167 centimeters. Okay. So, same values, si mean and si standard deviation. So, we have z is equal to 167 minus 167 all over 5. And this is equal to 0. So, the normal curve behind these numbers is, so let's say this is your 167. Okay. So, below siya below. So, ang nire-refer natin dito, classmates, is itong part na to. Okay po? Then, the entire region on the left side of our average is 50%. That's the area, right? So, we can interpret this as well as the probability. So, in that case, probability of x less than or equal to 167 is exactly 50%. Now, ang interpretation natin dito, class, is that 50% yung chance na makakakita ka ng below 167 centimeters ang height within the school, no? Or as long as grade 11 student po siya, ha? Okay. And then take note and bear in mind that centimeter is a unit of measure in terms of distance, and distance is a continuous type of data. So, pasok na pasok tayo sa condition to use the normal curve. Now, how many students are there whose height is below 167 centimeter? So, on that case, let's compute P is equal to 0.5 times 123. So, 123 times 0.5 or 153 divided by 2, that is 61.5. Since wala tayong decimal form ulit, so approximation lang, i-round off natin siya, it will give us 62 students. Kung ba sinasabi na ito, 62 students below 167 centimeter, then 61 students are above 167 centimeters. So, naghahati lang sila. Now, I will give you as an exercise, or I will leave as an exercise the item number 2, above 190 centimeter. Ito pala ay number 3, ha. Sorry po. And this is number 3. Then, number 2, subukan ninyo, classmates. Then, may mapapansin kayong kakaiba. So, pagka nabigay nyo sa akin kung ano man yung bagay na yon, may reward kayo. So, that's all for this video. I hope na natuto kayo kahit papano. And, I hope na ready na rin kayo for the upcoming quiz. So that's all. Thank you so much, and have a great day. God bless.